All right, peace and blessings and keep up the lessons. You know who this is? Crypto B-Boy coming at you. Yeah, people, I got some good stuff going on over here. Today, well, this morning, I'm up and I just came in from work about a good 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago almost. And I've been really trying to get this video out, but it's very important and I'm going to get into it. So if you're ready, let's get it. Are you ready? Let's get it. Alrighty then, people. So what are we going to get into? We're going to get into T's spot, T's crypto spot, but Twitter space. Yeah. And the one he did last night, that was just on time, man. But I'm going to be doing two parts because this is so much, and they do, we do, like, these guys do hours, man, in these spaces. So we have somebody so great, alhamdulillah. Well, I say that means all praises due to Allah, all praises due to God. Don't get scared. But basically, I'm really was grateful and thankful to T, and then even the person that came and entered the room later, that was to me like a godsend. And that's just me. I'm a religious person, spiritual person, if you want to call it like that, Muslim. But I took it like that because it was overdue, and him coming in and being with T, Quincy Jones. That's right. And we're gonna get into the video later with in a part of this video, because I'm gonna be doing clips that I had to make on my own because it's hard to do clipping on the Twitter space, you know, apps or whatever you want to call it. That's whatever the technology that they use. It's difficult. So I'm gonna do it the way that I did it. Piece a lot of different parts together, and I'm gonna let a little bit of them speak, and the people that are gonna speak after them, I'm gonna just chat a little bit on it and comment on it. All right. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna get into T's space. All right. So just give me a quick second while I get it up for us. Hold on. Okay. Alrighty then. So now, what do we do? Yeah, here we go. All right.
What's going on? I made sure to record the space tonight. I don't know if we'll have any devs show up, but that way, if Neil or Matt or anyone else that's a developer in the space, whose opinions you guys value, shows up, then we have it on record. I know that was requested last time.
All right, so I'm going to skip it over to where it needs to be, and it's going to be my man Kirk is going to be coming in. Hold on for a second, and I'll get over there as soon as I can. Give me a second. Should be fine like this. Let me see. Oh no, that went back. That went a little bit too far. Okay, hold on. Give me a quick second, guys. Sorry. All right, we're gonna start from here. Okay, ready?
Stuff's getting worse around the world. Where do we start? I mean, it's just seems like it's just one thing after another, unfortunately. And I hope things get better. But at the same time, it feels a little bit overwhelming at this point with the amount of catastrophes that are. I mean, you're talking the cloud in Ohio, train derailments, supply chain shortages, airline, issues, and planes almost crashing into one another. And I mean, it stuff's getting out of control, man.
It's a lot of chaos, and we talk offline, a lot, and you got to have chaos before you can provide the solution. And I've been telling people for a while now, controlled demolition. You have to bring everything down so you can start things back fresh with the new system, man.
Now him saying that, I'm gonna bring just throw something out there. if any of you guys ever heard of Loose Change, it's a documentary by these two young guys. They're Iranian, I think, and there might be one other guy, if I'm correct. And they spoke about a lot of different plans. Now they were Muslims, so they had an Islamic perspective mixed with just a social, worldly, global, political, geopolitical perspective. So if you don't know about it, Google it. I haven't yet. I've been trying to do other stuff, so I didn't get a chance, and I want to get it. But let me throw that out there. Look into that, and you can hear what he's saying, talking about how things have to be brought down, changed, and reset, so they can build back up. So anyway.
And I know, it's a lot going on in the world, a lot of distractions, a lot of chaos. And, this plan, and I know I said controlled demolition, but these events, a lot of them, they may seem spontaneous, but a lot of them are, in planned in order to, keep people
all part of the plan, like I said.
Distracted so you can focus on things that may not, things you touched on earlier, form cross-border payments. It may be of a ledger we're familiar with, but the documentation is not going to give concrete evidence, and that's where it's very important. And I want to stress to people, we're in a place where, especially in the crypto space, critical thinking is a very undervalued asset because this technical documentation is written in a manner not to give you every little detail and spoon feed you like a baby. You're going to have to understand how these distributed ledger technologies work and put the puzzle pieces together. And if you are able to do that, you can come to some conclusions that may not be 100% true, but they can be, close to birth control, 98, 99%. And I say that, I know it's kind of comical coming out, but, with the, just possessing critical thinking, being able to put forth information like you mentioned on another space, T, you talked about, just Christina Georgieva, the IMF director, and how her, Christine Lagarde, for those that don't know, who's over the ECB, European Central Bank, they have a way of using terminology and code words. And if you're familiar with the technology and how it functions, you can put together the puzzle pieces and figure out what they're talking about, because they're not going to come out and just publicly and state we're going to use the XRP ledger to provide.
Now, this real quick, even with your boy, my man Vale, right? XRP Vale, he was trying to make the point, in his last thing, which got volatile, and we're not going to get into it and making comments about what was bad, what was wrong, and what was good, or anything like that, because we're not going to deal with that. But basically, just using it as an example, is trying to talk about the powers that be. These people, Christine Lagarde, the IMF, and European. Man, I'm slipping words now. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired, people. The European Central Bank, right? And all these people, they're, and the governments, the feds, they all are going to keep things on low levels, or levels where people are not going to be asking questions or giving answers to people's questions. Meaning, there might be questions, but they're not going to be answers and until they're ready, or they're not going to reveal anything until they're ready. That's how they do. This is not something new. We know of this. So this is what he's saying.
Liquidity and solves this crisis. No, no, no. That's too easy. But they will come out and say things like, we need a public good. We need something that can perform interoperability between the central banks. We need a solution that can help limit the friction cross-border payments. We need own demand liquidity. These keywords, that we're familiar with, that have been used by both Ripple's XRP ledger, or the XRP ledger, and Stellar's protocol. And when you're familiar with how the technology works, you can put together what they may use. Read
Right.
between the lines. Do
Right.
it's a reason for that.
Okay, hold on for a second. So I'm gonna go up to your boy Future because he was saying a few things. Hold on for a second.
So not to me. I believe it's going to be a
Yes, and the keywords 100% right. But what really piques my curiosity are the partners that aren't even being discussed yet. The NDAs involved, nobody's saying anything. It really piques my interest to see when it's all said and done who comes out of the woodwork and been like, oh yeah, we've been waiting on this.
Okay, and this is Future. Future is saying that, kind of adding to what Kirk was saying, and then Kirk goes right behind it again. So let me just speed that up. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, right there.
But he said we're working with all continents except Antarctica. And when you hear things like that, you're like, well, damn, this shit may be bigger than what we really think. But then you have people that don't know shit that come out and just say, well, it doesn't say it's in the documentation, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, okay. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Future, because we really only know of the 400 institutions that are part of the Ripple now. We don't know the other entities that are like got something up their sleeve wait.
And that's what I was
I mean,
saying in the video
we
before.
got a lot.
That's what I was saying in the video before. Is that these guys, they're business people, and they have contracts, and the NDAs, you know, non-disclosable documents or whatever sort of agreements that they have, that they will not divulge any of this knowledge to the public or to people that are not authorized or not in the business contract or not part of that. You understand? Even some of the employees in Ripple, like look at Neil Carter. He doesn't know that. That's not his area. Not to take away from his knowledge as a tech and a dev. That's his area. He covers that, and he has all professionality, respects due. You understand? But that's the point of people being in their place, and Ripple's in their place as a business company, and the banks and all those people at the top that are dealing with them are in their place as customers, clients, or whatever you want to call it, whatever level you want to put them on, and they're doing just that. That's who's in their tight net, and are going to get to know what's going on. We're not going to know all of that. All we're going to do is, just like T said earlier, speculate. So let's leave it at that. Let's go on and move on. Let me see. What's the next one? Okay, this guy, Batman. So let's try to get on to with him and see what he's talking about. Hold on. I'm trying to push things forward because the time's going by. Right? So let's get to Batman. Because those guys went on that. And you can watch the video, do your own due diligence, and watch the video. Okay? Watch the video, people. So let me see. Hold on. Okay, here we go. No, that's not it. I went too far ahead. Man, sometimes this thing gets a little crazy. Okay, we got to get it back. Uh-oh. Oh, let me see. I gotta have to open it again. Hold on for a sec. Okay.
Nothing wrong either, but what I'm saying is I think the landscape as we know it.
And I know it's not concrete. I know it's, and like T, and I think you've mentioned it before, buckle up tight, because I believe it's going to be a nice ride. Okay. It don't, it's just the institution wants to. I think we all just need that
stay.
But, I'm just being realistic. I'm only holding it just for profit, return on investment. I don't really care about
Batman,
the tech and whatnot. I just want my profit, really. But I think XRP is slightly flawed, and I'll say this because I've been saying this countless of times. With Bitcoin market cap right now is about, let's just say Bitcoin can be at $20,000 with a market cap of 400 and let's say 50 billion. For XRP to have $20,000, the market cap would be insane. The market cap would.
Now with this guy, if you notice and you listen to it, he's he's maneuvering. This is my position. That's my point of view about with him, and maneuvering himself in a way where he's low key, on a low key level, trying to get you to think, oh, XRP is jammed up, and maybe we should move over to some more, you know, higher market priced or higher priced cryptos such as Bitcoin and Ethereum or something like this, right? But you got to watch that. So anyway,
would be, would surpass sort of, I'm talking about indexes, the top two indexes in the world. The market cap would surpass, BlackRock's complete total assets that they have under management. Ripple would be sort of probably the most wealthy entity in the world if the price of XRP was to be at 20,000. So, sometimes I just want to feel, I think we all just need that realistic view. I don't really want to be a Debbie Downer. Like I said, I really want XRP to be 20,000. I hold a lot of XRP. So, it's really going to benefit me. But yeah, I'll pretty much end it there.
Oh yeah, no worries. And look, man, there's nothing wrong with having a grounded perspective. I think it's smart, right? I've caught a lot of flack in the community. I've gotten a lot of praise, but I've gotten a lot of flack because I've always stated that my outlook on digital assets is conservative, right? I've told everyone in a multitude of videos that I have a 10-year outlook. I mean, I just do. I think in order for these things to take place and for us to see massive price appreciation, quite a few things need to happen. And here's the thing, right? We don't know where they're at right now regarding any of this stuff. We have an idea.
oh, I'm sorry.
But this goes back to what Kurt said, what I said, what Future said, what all of us said. We're speculating.
And that's the point. Actually, I was saying that he said that earlier, but this is the part because I was listening to it before I actually put it in this video. So, but yeah, we're speculating, man. We're speculating, and the part of some of the videos that I've done previously or prior to this video, I was trying to say that we're arguing over speculation, and it's not really any benefit, and it's, you know what I mean. We're not getting anywhere, we're not progressing, and just like I can understand when T was in Vale's last video, last Twitter space, he got frustrated, and I don't blame him. And man, he's a very good, humble guy, man, because he did not like what happened, and he doesn't have to be there. This is what some of what he was saying, not word for word, but paraphrasing. But basically, he was trying to say it's ridiculous. He doesn't need to be there to go through all this stress or drama, and it's ridiculous. Over what? What are we arguing over? Speculation. So some of this stuff has to stop. It's calmed down, and we've been people like T and people who have who are sound minded and they don't have issues going on. They don't have issues at home. They don't have all these other things that T was talking about when he spoke. That what people are going through, and they're tired and they're beat and they're burnt out, financially burnt out, maybe whatever. So, and that affects the mental state. Poverty is very much of a struggle on a human being's life, and wanting to be happy in their life. Poverty is a struggle. It's a very big time struggle. Even for my faith, there's plenty of precepts and understandings about trying to build yourself up and to be a better human being, but also hold on to faith so that poverty doesn't strike you as hard while you're in it until the Creator takes you out of it and gives you and helps you and allows you through your moves and the moves you make with the skills and with the mind you have and all what you made up to be able to excel and progress and get yourself into a better financial situation besides all the other things that go on in life, because we know money buys many of the things that we need to live with and have. Okay, so anyway, let me go with let me move on. I'm sorry. Um, um, Oh, this is when Batman gets into some stuff, and I'm gonna pass by T because I want you to hear what he got into, and T had to really got give some some advice and speak on that issue.
Roger actually was part of Ripple when Jed started it, and it was called Newcoin. Before it was called XRP or whatnot, it was actually called Bitcoin Cash. It really concerns me in a way. But what I would say is I've actually tested
I'm
just
sorry, I'm
like
skipping
Ripple.
that.
However, with the exchanges, if you actually was to send a Ripple from an exchange to a private wallet, is actually almost near instant. Whereas with Bitcoin Cash, the exchanges require confirmations. So that really concerned me a little bit. But what I would also say as well is that when it comes to just Ripple and people talking about utility, let's be honest. No, XRP in itself doesn't have any utility. I'll tell you what coins really have utility. The coins that have utility, what we really know to be utility is, I believe Ave. I'm not really too sure if I'm pronouncing it right, and Comp. And the reason why these coins have utility, and I'll probably say Hex as well. Although I don't own any of these coins, but the only reason why I'll say this is because with these coins you could literally stake them and gain some sort of you could use them as for sort of things to do with liquidity and just staking and just kind of earning return, whether it's 2% or whatnot. So you could XRP. If you go on there, I remember seeing this on the Ripple site. It literally showed how the process of whatever application that they were using want
I'm pushing it
to
up
be
a
on their
little bit
system.
to get to.
So I think what I would really appreciate in this community is if we kind of start straying away from the keyword utility, because XRP.
This community starts straying away, trying to get away from. It's again to me like a sense of shielding. I mean, that's just my opinion. But you got people coming in now trying to be low key because they don't want to be on an attack uh, kind of vibe. Because especially with like T knows and he sees through as well as myself and other people who have a little more perception of what's going on and just listening to what people are saying and how they're speaking. So let's check it out and continue.
So it's just a coin. You just send and receive. That's all it is. It's just a software code. It doesn't really have any utility in the sense that we think it does, if I'm making sense. So I think, that's where I'll sort of like to end this. Mainly on that utility standpoint, the coin in itself. The only coin that have utility is Comp and Ava. That's how I see it.
I don't know about that.
Well, thank you, Batman. Thank you for your take. And I'd have to say respectfully that I have a different perspective. I think utility refers to what the token's designed to do, right? And how it can benefit its holders, right? And in this case, you're talking about a token that's designed as an exchange mechanism. I think we're minimizing it a little bit when we just say, oh, well, you could just send and receive with it. Well, you're talking about something that operates on an open source public good that can exchange any form of value for any form of value. Now, maybe I'm wrong here, but.
No, T, you're not wrong. But also, the thing about it is that basically, I mean, just on a basic level, utility is based on the simplistic understanding of that it's going to create it's going to solve a problem. It's going to solve the issue that which you wanting to apply, that you're trying to apply this function, trying to apply this asset that is going to hold the value, exchange the value, and push through a function, a use case, a usage, okay, that is going to be able to help what's the situation at hand, which is a lack of liquidity, to be able to move, in a quick, on a quick, efficient scale, not on a slow or have to be paused or take a day. No. And this is what we're talking about.
From my perspective, I think that's quite a bit of utility. And when you talk about an asset that was tested for eliminating pre-funding, essentially, which would create demand for institutions to hold on to something like that in the event that correspondent banking went away, and you were no longer holding uh, another nation's currency within your reserves, I think that's a lot of utility, to be honest. Now, do I think you can do everything in the world? No. Well, I don't think any crypto asset or digital asset.
Yeah.
And you don't have to answer it. I'm asking it essentially for you to do some.
Oh, he had asked him if he knew about HBAR, Hedera, and anything like that.
Regarding smart contracts, regarding interoperability between legacy systems in a blockchain environment, regarding tokenization, regarding its interoperability with ERC20 or the Ethereum network via Dazzle. You get it. I tell you something about me, man. All right. People may think I'm poking my chest out or, I just don't want to be wrong. Man, look, I'm about making money. Okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll move on to the next thing that's going to make me money.
Now, just because I kind of skipped down, it wasn't like he was getting tight with the dude. He was just explaining, as we know, he's a passionate guy, like myself. We got other people who speak passionately because we're very strong and passionate about this. So that's all. It wasn't like he was coming at him. So don't think that because I kind of skipped past where he was talking on a low level, and then he raised it up a little bit and said, "Listen, let me tell you, he's just getting passionate with it." And most of the people who know him, what I'm talking about. So anyway, let me let go.
Okay, I'm not married to the asset. I'm not in love with it. It's not my relative. All right. This is a non-emotional space for me. All right. Doesn't mean I'm not frustrated with the SEC, but as far as these assets are concerned, I have no benefit whatsoever to come on here and talk about XRP. I don't. It's not benefiting me. I'm just passionate about.
See, I'm just passionate about it. And he's an investor. That's been my point. I've been trying to make this point. And then later I'm going to do a video when I was in cryptocurrency space. And to show you where I was coming from, let you hear me and what I was coming at them with and the questions I was trying to ask them. Because we forget about, and when I came into T space and brought my 2 cents and speaking about why, I speak about why we need to be focused, not focused. Let me rephrase that. We need to think about as well, along with the tech, along with and even in the financial situations that have come, that has affect us, and why, and then we argue what's better and so forth like that with the tech and the functionality. You know what I'm saying, of these coins that are crypto coins and digital assets, as we know, right? They're assets because they hold value. With the technology that's used, fintech companies, that's what they make, and that's what fintech basically means: finance and technology coming together. I always use that term, and I'm going to keep using it for even more people who are entering the space to learn, because you need to know these basic things that you can go into all these other big time high level areas and jargon and that they use and so forth, and these terms, technological terms of the networks and this, but to not let it go over your head that simplistically you just take some of these words and you just think about them, learn the meaning, and then put it together and say, now I understand. Okay, so let's go.
About it, and I enjoy the company. I enjoy.
So he was saying he was passionate and he enjoys the company. So wait, I'm trying to move on to this guy, Dignitary, right? This is another guy. Hold on, wow, I skipped it way back, too far. Hold on, people. I'm gonna get it back. Just wait on in there with me. Okay, hold on. I just want to get him to be able to get his chance to get in. Okay, let's see. Can we get it? Too much. Okay, I'm gonna close it again. And we're getting close. We're like at 30, right? So let me close it, and then I'm gonna just go.
Said, "Oh my God, you know who runs
Gonna have that
kind of digital currency?"
I'm
that
gonna
is
let
responsible
you
for it.
guys listen
Both
to
were essentially
what he
saying
did,
the same
what he
thing in
spoke
different.
to Dignitary, and I want you to just
Asset went up. It ain't.
hear your boy,
Hey, I'm such and such with this
because
institution, and how are you doing today? Sit down. You want any?
let me let you go, but I want to let you hear me because I finished out. I didn't get to say anything within the first part, so I'm trying to let let it be heard that what I actually said in this in on the stage when I was up there finally. Okay, so let's listen to T. He's gonna finish up, and then it's gonna be me, and we're gonna close out. But people, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, please subscribe with your brother if you're not already subscribed. And also don't forget, click the like button as you come in and so forth and all of that. And just stay with me until the video's over. Apologize for it being, at this point in time, being too long if it has been. But don't worry, because we're going to get it right through, and you can continue watching it. You can put it in your playlist, and you can continue watching it at your own pleasure and your own pace. All right.
Anything to drink? I'll grab you water. This, that, and the third. So hey, let's go over some of the options that we offer here. And they're gonna and what they're gonna do, they're going to likely, and like I said, this is all speculation, they're gonna likely lay out some charts for you and say, okay, we have it's a wealth-based subsidiary. All right, if you got dumb shit, me,
Okay,
I need to see hundreds of millions of dollars. Institution communicate with the rest of your ass.
When I get to that place,
he was running down the things that he needs for the dignitary, because dignitary asked him some questions, so he gave him some answers. So you can listen to that on your own. I apologize. I was going to try to let him speak and say certain things, because some of the things that I said was some good pointers, and I actually went through struggles like he did, and as he said, he was on the block, he was out there, and he was doing his thing. So
as detailed and experienced.
Go right ahead, man.
Thank you, thank you. You think that?
Oh, okay. This is. Hold on a second.
I'm based here in the Institute Cash. $1,000, never mind.
Well, that's the guy who says trying to speak about the bank, and the guy dignitary had also spoke about trying to go and put his money somewhere. What would we do? And the guy host spoke about the bank, so you can listen to him too as well.
500,000 different activity.
Trying to push it up. Just be patient with me, people.
I'm not in a rush. I'm not chewing my nails. I'm not.
They per account. Well, here's the thing, right? What stipulations there are within their wealthy subsidiary where they could offer something a little bit different, right? I'm not saying they do, I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying things could change. And if one man was told by JP Morgan, you take your goddamn money, excuse my French, somewhere else because you're anti-Semitic and we don't want your business, well, that's a lot of money to be holding in one institution. And do you think he did it without insurance? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have to accommodate those that are wealthy, but I could be wrong. Go ahead, Crypto B-Boy.
Oh, thanks a lot, T, and I really appreciate you, man. I can't wait to be able to meet you in person and just shake your hand. Give you good.
Yeah, because man, I just have a lot of gratitude for, and I'm grateful to him for doing what he does. And like he says, he doesn't make any money. It's not about money for him. It's none of that. He doesn't need that. He does not monetize on YouTube. This bro goes out for the people because he's passionate about it and he enjoys the company. So I enjoy him and I'm thankful to him. And when I finally meet him, the time that I meet him and say, what's up, primo? ¿Qué pasó? Yeah, from my Spanish side of my mother, but just get to hang out, man, and we can talk and bust the combo out on all of that, man. I would love to see all these guys if we can, and we can get together due time when that time comes. So anyway, let me let you finish it out listening to me, and then we'll finish this video. All right. Thanks for staying with me. Hang in there.
Good shake and say thank you in person. But basically, I just wanted to like kind of go along with what you guys was talking about from you, all the drop, you just dropped jewels and gave a lot of good points and the situation at hand in relation to utility tokens and XRP and more, XLM, all the rest, XTC, so forth. I mean, from my point of view, I'll just say real quick that we as you were saying, tired, but it's also fear, and the fear it kind of drives people to do things and to be hasty, and then you have people who are educated with that fear going along, and they make the proper moves to avoid losses. And you got to remember how, and I take it from an investor business type of perspective because that's where I come from. I grew up into that. Just along with the brother that was speaking before, dignitary, and I grew up in the Bronx, New York, and I learned. You might have heard of some of me speaking before, but I learned a lot of that way and understood that that wasn't the way. That was more ways of destruction, self-destruction, as we know. But went into my life and then find out that everything that I thought I knew, there was more to it as far as being an investor in an asset or whether you're trying to get money in some way or form. So basically, what we forget is that with the fear coming at us, I'm not going to go into this FUD thing, but all these things that are coming, because it's not just FUD from people who are speaking in these spaces or, content creators, but it is also, the whole thing of the system, the powers that be creating that type of fear and making people to feel like they have to be hasty to get rich and to gain money. But if you're educated and then you say, and you put yourself in a position, why did I enter into this arena of investment? Why did I enter into something I don't really know about? Some of us who are not tech people or technologically minded, but I know there's money there. So that was the main reason that most people approach. You have the techies like yourself and people who have knowledge of it, and that adds to it. That adds to the value of what you're getting into because you know a lot more of what this technology is going to do in the future. So you have insight, you have investor insight, you have business insight. Some of us have business that are in business look at it as like, man, I could take this and upgrade my business. I can take this and start another business because I know about startup. I did it before. And there's so many horizons and so many things that you can go into. What are they when they say corridors? I mean, when they say that, that's a symbolism to me. When they're talking about where Ripple's entering in the corridors and getting partners and investments, and they're taking part in the products that they're providing for them, whether it's Ripple X, XRP Ledger, ODL, so forth, and XLM sellers doing their thing out in their corridors, XDC, Zenfit. We have Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones, he drops a lot of, you know what I mean? And it's so much that we got to look to besides just where's the price going and when we're going to get paid, when we're going to get money. There's a lot of people who come in as money grabbers, and those people have to understand, hey, you're going to get it or you're not. You're going to be a trader. Okay, that's what you're going to do. And you're going to come in and roll out, get out before you lose it, right? But for us, who's are hodlers, as we know that using that term, people who have a long-term basis of trying to reach legacy wealth and so forth, and then do more with it. Like with me, what the guy was saying in Dignitary, as my advice is saying is just what you said. Go in, find lawyers, find this, get yourself legitimate. Go to the banking, like I think EOS said. Do everything you got to do to be legit, so you won't have no losses. And then see about your future of where you can invest more, because you don't realize that you became an investor. Where you at? You're there. You're here. We're in it early still. We haven't missed this train. We might have missed Bitcoin, but there's going to be changes there too. Bitcoin is going to be here, and it's going to be making its changes, and how people are going to change with the way that things are going in that area on that project, and Ethereum, and all of these projects that we know have longevity. And it's just, that's my point. And I'm sorry I went a little bit too long, but I just wanted to say, we don't forget why you entered into this arena, why we entered into this space that we invested. So we're going to take losses, but we got to know we got to stay in for the long run. And if, whatever you invest in, you have to check and look into and get questions asked and come into spaces like this or sit in rooms where you can learn something about that which you invested in, and do so. So you can become more educated and say, okay, yeah, this is good. I'm gonna stay here with this. Now, this, what else do I have in my portfolio? Okay, is this doing all right? Well, okay, well, maybe I might take a loss in it, but I got these others. Diversity, or diversifying your you know what I mean, your portfolio. And that's it, man. You know, we just gotta have hope and keep hope alive. You know, and it's all part of the plan and everything's going on, but you know, we just gotta look beyond those plans, because those plans are other human beings as well. As T said, we're all human beings and we're gonna fall, and some people are gonna do right and some people are gonna do wrong. So, you know, you just do the best you can. That's all I can say.
Hey, T, can I chime in for a second?
Yeah,
All right,
I was going to give you
so
the mic.
that's it, people. I appreciate you guys listening, and you know, stay with us all. You know what I mean? And don't fall off. You know, don't sell out. You know, don't give up all your bags and then turn out where you're gonna be regretful when stuff comes and things happen. And you know, we just have to be patient, but at the same time, you know, keep hope alive. You know, and that's it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. This is your boy, but not your little boy, Crypto B Boy, coming at you. And again, don't forget to subscribe with your brother and click the like button when you're going on, come in or go out, however, and share the video so that you know it can get to other people, because I'm trying to put it out there so people can see and learn from it as well and listen to T and all these guys. And the next video, oh yeah, that's another thing before I go. Stay with your bro. Come back with me. I got number 2 coming up, and the number 2 is going to be just more or less with T and him questioning your man and your brother Quincy Jones from QuincyCoin.com. I think Quincy, Coin Club Quincy. Yeah. I'm tired, guys. Forgive me. All right. Till next time, this is your boy, but not your little boy, Crypto B Boy, coming at you. Until the next time. Peace.